Hey everyone, today we are going to learn about equations and inequalities, and under that, today's topic is graphs and graphing utilities. First, we learn about the rectangular coordinate system. So how to draw a rectangular coordinate system? First, we have to draw a horizontal line and a vertical line which intersects each other at 90 degrees right angles. This horizontal line is called the x-axis and this vertical line is called the y-axis. The intersecting point of these two axes is called the origin or the 0, point. So in this rectangular coordinate system, positive numbers are shown to the right side of the origin and above the origin, and negative numbers are shown to the left side of the origin and below the origin. So each point in the rectangular coordinate system represents an ordered pair of real numbers which denotes in this form x, y inside the brackets. So the first number in each pair is called the x coordinate and it denotes the direction and the distance from the origin along the x-axis. And the second number, this number is called the y-coordinate and it denotes the vertical distance and direction from the origin along the y-axis. Let's see an example how to plot a point in the coordinate system. So we have the point -2 and 4. So the x-coordinate is -2 and the y-coordinate is +4. So the x-coordinate is -4, so 2. So we have to move 2 points to the left hand side of the origin and this is the -2 point. And then +4 y-coordinate, we have to move 4 points upwards like this. So this point is the -2, 4 point. Let's see another example. Now we have to plot the point 4 and -2. Here the x-coordinate is positive and the y-coordinate is negative. So first 4, that means we have to move 4 points to the right of the origin. And then y-coordinate is -2, so we have to move 2 points downwards like this. So this point represents 4, -2 point. Now, what is an equation? The relationship between two quantities can be expressed in an equation as an equation in two variables. For an example, the relationship between x and y can be represented as y equals 4 minus x squared. So, a solution of an equation in two variables is an ordered pair of real numbers. Here, when x coordinate is substituted for x and the y coordinate is substituted for y, we should get a true statement. That means the left hand side and the right hand side should be equal when we substitute x and the corresponding y values in this equation. Now let's see how to plot a graph. Now we have to plot the graph y equals modulus x plus 1. For that we need ordered pairs, that means x and the corresponding y values. So first we have to select integers for x. Here we have started with -4 and up to +2 as the range of x values. Then for each value of x, we have to find the corresponding y value. Here, when x equals to -4, we have this equation and we have to plug in values of x and then get the corresponding y value or the resulting y value. Now when x equals to -4, we can substitute -4 for x, which when we solve this, -4 plus 1 gives us -3, and the modulus of -3 will be +3. So the y value will be 3. So the ordered pair will be when x equals -4, y will be 3. So the ordered pair will be -4, 3. And when x equals to -3, -3 plus 1 will be -2, and the modulus of -2 will be +2. So when x equals to -3, the y value will be 2. So the ordered pair is -3 and 2. Like this, for each x values, we can get corresponding y value and then the corresponding ordered pair. Then, using this ordered pair, we can plot the points and then we can get the corresponding graph. So, first value is -4 and 3. So, the point we can plot that point -4 and 3. And then -3 and +2. Likewise, we can plot all the ordered pairs as I showed in an earlier example, and then to get the resulting graph, we have to connect these points this manner. So this graph is the graph of x equals to y equals to modulus x minus 1. Now let's learn about graphing utilities. So the graphing calculators and graphing software packages for computers are called the graphing utilities, also known as graphers. So to graph an equation of x and y using a graphing utility, we have to enter the equation and then we have to specify the size of the weaving rectangle. So the size of the weaving rectangle sets minimum and maximum values for both x and y axes. So -10, 10, 1 by -10, 10, 1 weaving rectangle is called the standard weaving rectangle. So what do you mean if the weaving rectangle is represented in this form? Here, from this, we can say the minimum value of x is -100, the maximum value of x is 100, and the distance between the consecutive tick marks on the x-axis is by 50 units. And then this gives the information about the y-axis. Minimum value of y is -100, maximum value of y is 100, and then the distance between consecutive tick marks on the y-axis is 10. Now let's learn about intercept. So the x-intercept of an graph, it is the x-coordinate of the ordered pair where the graph intersects the x-axis, and at this point the corresponding y-coordinate is always 0, and the y-intercept of a graph is the y-coordinate at the point where the graph intersects the y-axis. So the x-coordinate corresponding to this value, y-intercept, is always 0. Let's learn this by an example. Let's try to identify x and y-intercept of this particular graph. So as you can see, this graph intersects the x-axis at this particular point and y-axis at this particular point. So the x value at this point will gives you the x-intercept, and the y value at this point will gives you the y-intercept. So when we write the ordered pair at this point, it will be -3 and 0. So the x value of this point is -3. So the x-intercept is -3. And the y value at this point is 5 and therefore the y-intercept will be 5. Now let's try to interpret information given by graphs. So we have a question. Divorce rates are considerably higher for couples who marry in their teens. The equation D equals 4n plus 5 models the percentage D of marriages that end in divorce after n years if the wife is under 18 at the time of marriage. So the question is to determine the percentage of marriages ending in divorce after 15 years when the wife is under 18 at the time of the marriage. So we have the equation D equals 4n plus 5. Here D gives the percentage of marriages that ends in divorce after this n years. So we know now the question is to find the percentage of marriage when they have given n as 50. So all we have to do is substitute 15 for n in this equation, and when you solve the right hand side you will get D equals 65. So percentage of marriages ending in divorce after 15 years will be 65%. So let's see how to interpret this information using a graph. So when we plot the graph of this equation D equals 4n plus 5, we will get a graph like this. Now here n represents the x-axis, the number of years, and the percentage of divorce D will be represented by the y-axis. Here we know the value of n, the value of the x-axis, that means here 15. So using this graph, the corresponding this 15 value is given at this point. So now we need to find the corresponding y value at this point. It will be this point. So the value at here is 65, as you can see clearly in this graph. So the answer is the point 15, 65, which gives us when n years are there, the percentage of marriages that ends in divorce will be 65%. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.